Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Hagen-Botham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, Andrew Bartolotta.
Welcome to the City Current Show, where we bring you uplifting stories of individuals and organizations making a positive impact in our community and around the globe. I'm your host, Andrew Bartolotta. Today, we're talking about the power of generosity, leadership, and saving lives. Joining us is Keisha Walker, the Community Affairs Manager at Vitalant, a national nonprofit that provides life-saving blood and biologics to patients across the country. In this conversation, we'll dive into the urgent need for blood donors, the impact one person can make, and how students across the Mid-South can turn compassion into college scholarships through Vitalant's Student Leader Scholarship Program. Keisha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Andrew. It's very exciting once again to be on the show. We really appreciate you having us.
Of course. Okay, so before we dive into Vitalant's mission, can you share a little bit about your journey and what led you to this important work?
Sure, absolutely. So I have always had a heart for mission-driven work. My entire career has been built around working for various nonprofits across Memphis, as well as a short stint with Shelby County government as well. So public service has always been my calling. And then most recently, coming to work with Vitalant has dual meanings for me. During the pandemic, my oldest daughter was diagnosed with leukemia. And one of the ways that they treat individuals with that type of cancer is through blood donations.
Wow.
She was treated at Methodist Hospital, which happens to be one of Vitalant's accounts. So coming to learn, after being given the opportunity to work for Vitalant, that Methodist was one of their accounts and was responsible for making sure that blood was available when my daughter needed it the most. It was just a no-brainer to me. It was, another part of my journey, another opportunity to give back to a community that has literally given so much to our family, literally saved my daughter's life, and now I get to work for them. I host blood drives for Vitalant as a way to pay it forward. And then on top of that, I'm a blood donor. So, there's no way in the world that I could expect volunteers to step up and answer the call to save a life if I don't do it myself. So I'm a triple threat, Andrew.
There we go. That's what a beautiful story. I'm so glad I asked that question.
Yes, yes,
And
yes, yes.
how is your daughter doing?
Oh, she is amazing. She, as she says, she is living her best life. She is cancer free.
Wow.
She's about to graduate in December from the University of Memphis with a degree in art, and she too will be paying it forward as a teacher in our school system.
Oh, what a beautiful story. I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so one statistic that stood out that you shared with me before we began this conversation is that only 1 in 4 units needed in Memphis are donated locally. Why is that? How can we change that staggering statistic?
It's real simple. Just go donate blood. That's how we can change that statistic. A lot of people, for whatever reason, don't know if they're eligible to donate blood. So we say, let's stop the guessing game. Just show up at one of our collection centers around town. We have 4 strategically placed, one in Germantown, South Haven, Bartlett, and in East Memphis. Or you can simply support one of our mobile blood drives and we would receive you with open arms. Some of the other reasons why that number is kind of low is because, people who have traditionally been blood donors are now aging or passing away, unfortunately. Sometimes they're no longer able to drive to a blood center or a mobile blood drive. So those are some of the reasons, along with the pandemic. We all know that the pandemic changed the way organizations did business in general across our community. And when everything shut down, we were no longer able to go to schools or universities, churches, and other places that used to host blood drives for us. So now we're just in a rebuilding mode. We're working on reestablishing those relationships, We're just now being able to go back to some churches, believe it or not, or some schools, and we're just rekindling those relationships and bringing on new partners to work with us to ensure that we have enough blood.
Well said. And you've already established the importance of how donated blood saves lives. It's beyond even someone going through leukemia. You've got trauma, transplant, sickle cell treatment. Talk about some of the impactful ways that when you donate blood, you're helping people from so many different ailments or something that they're dealing with, and then how we can easily donate blood.
Yes, sure. So you just named quite a few of the reasons why people need to donate blood. I will emphasize that, lots of times when new moms have a baby, they may require a blood transfusion because we all know that given when you give birth, you lose a lot of blood. So sometimes moms develop different kinds of medical situations which may require a blood transfusion. There are times when you may have certain procedures like a hip transplant, excuse me, a hip replacement, or perhaps an organ transplant that may require a significant amount of blood, or perhaps, like you said, you may be undergoing some type of cancer treatment. Unfortunately, summertime is known as trauma season in our hospitals, so there could be an uptick in um, car accidents, or unfortunately, people may be a victim of a crime and may need a blood transfusion. So there are all kinds of reasons, including those individuals that may be battling sickle cell disease, which, as part of their treatment, may need regular blood transfusion. So there are all kinds of reasons why individuals may need blood. And I'm sure if each one of us just talk to our family members, they may come to learn that they may have their own personal story as why a friend or a loved one have needed a blood transfusion in the past. And you asked, what can we do about it? I mentioned earlier when we just started the call, you can just simply show up at one of our collection centers or at one of our mobile blood drives. And giving blood is not difficult at all. It only takes less than an hour of our time to be able to donate. We blow an hour all kinds of different ways.
Yeah.
So why not make that 1 hour of your time purposeful and donate blood and save a life? In fact, it's not just saving one life. You really have the opportunity to save up to three lives, because when you donate blood with us, we can um, take the various blood components and divide it up so that it goes to different people for different reasons. And then there's sometimes individuals who are healthy enough to give other kinds of donations. Perhaps you might even choose to be a platelet donor or a plasma donor, or instead of just whole blood, you might choose to be a red cell donor. Not all of us can do that. I'm one of those people who cannot do that. I can only give whole blood, but some people can do more. And we challenge you to do more, whether it means, giving one of those, making one of those different types of donations, or simply donating on a regular basis, because most of us can commit to donating at least 4 times a year, sometimes more. But yeah, that's the challenge. Just step up, answer the call, save a life, and donate blood.
Well, I love that you all make it easy. And I love that so many of us find reasons to just say, well, maybe I don't know my blood type, so I don't know if I can donate blood. Or you
Right,
justify, well, I don't have the time. Well, it's an hour. How many times do you find yourself scrolling on your phone for an
right,
hour? You know what
right,
I mean?
right,
And
exactly.
so there's really no excuse for those that don't know their blood type. I assume that's something that you help figure out once you.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay. I
Yes,
can't
yes, yes.
confidently say what blood type I am. I would have to ask my mom or my wife but yeah, so that's great to know as well. And as you said, Vitalant, really um reinventing, reestablishing yourself in the community since COVID. And part of
Mhm.
that is relaunching this super cool student leader scholarship program. Who's
Yes.
eligible? How does it work? Give us the pitch.
Well, as a mom of two college students, I'm always on the lookout for opportunities to apply for a scholarship. And
Yes.
what I love best about Vitalant Student Leader Scholarship is that it is not a competition. This is not one of those situations where 10,000 people are applying for the opportunity for one scholarship. Basically, if you do the work, you get a scholarship.
Wow.
And plus, you do good at the same time by participating in Vitalant Student Leader Scholarship. You're giving back to the community at the same time. So this is a double win. You give to us, we give back to you. And so basically, the way that it works, interested people, whether you're a individual entering college for the very first time, or you're an adult learner, you can apply for the scholarship. And it's not just for a person that's attending a 4-year institution, it's for those that are planning to go to a community college or a trade school of some sort. It's literally for everybody that's planning to enter into some type of post-secondary education institution. So the first step is simply going on to Vitalant's website, which is vitalant.org/scholarship. That's where you will find the information about the scholarship program and a link to sign up. And basically, the way that it works, once you make that commitment, fill out the sign up form online, then you're going to receive a personal link to your it's really like a virtual blood drive. So you're going to receive a link. You'll share that with your family, friends, and whomever else is part of your community. Once they use that link, then they will be able to make an appointment to donate at any one of our centers or a mobile blood drive, and that donation will link back to the student. And so every time someone donates or attempts to donate, then the student is going to receive points, and those points turn into scholarship levels. So for example, 15 points will total a $200 scholarship up to 90 plus points, which will equal $1,000 scholarship. So there are 4 different levels. There's a $200 level, 500, 750, and 1,000. So based on the effort, the student can earn a varying scholarship level.
I love that. And I love that you all are engaging younger generation in donation drives, especially with the aging population of your typical donors, but also
Mhm.
for the younger generation to understand the importance of it, but allow them to not only encourage others to donate, but gain some scholarship cash along the way, which is always
Yeah,
helpful with the
it
rising costs of
is.
higher education. And so what advice would you give to a student thinking about starting a virtual blood drive, but not sure how to start?
Well, I will just tell the individual that the first start is simply pulling out your phone or going to your computer and logging on to vitalant.org/scholarship and completing the form online. And then once you receive that, it's just spread the word. The more people you tell about this opportunity, the greater a chance you'll have at earning a scholarship. So, as I tell everyone's spread the word far and wide. So, for example, you can put your scholarship link on social media. You can personally email individuals. You can also text your friends, family, and other community members with your scholarship link. And then I always tell people there's nothing like a personal phone call asking individuals to donate, because sometimes people just want to hear from you. And when
Yes.
you make that personal ask, then they're more inclined to do something for you versus, sometimes an email could be a little cold, and social media sometimes it's not so personal. And people will have the opportunity to just look past it. Whereas if you call the individual on the phone and say, "Hey, I want you to team up with me to help save lives in Memphis by simply donating blood and being part of my student leader scholarship opportunity." So once again, you have a situation where you're helping two causes out. You're helping to save a life, and you're helping a young person or individual fund their way through college or some other post-secondary education opportunity.
Yes, it truly is a win-win. Give us deadlines. When does this have to be done by?
Well, I always say the sooner the better. The scholarship program started on June 1st. It goes through August 31st, and that will be the last date for you to earn points. Um, there is information on our website about FAQs. We try to make it super simple for students to participate. So when you log on to the Student Leader Scholarship site, there is marketing materials, there's, tips on how to have a successful student leader scholarship run, as well as, flyers that you can post and customize. So everything is there that you need to have a very, successful scholarship program.
Yes. Okay. One more time. Give us the website, give us contact information for individuals, schools, businesses, and faith-based organizations who want to make sure that they're part of saving lives with Vitalant.
Okay, so they can visit our website at vitalant.org/scholarship to get that information. They can also reach out to me at Keisha Walker at kwalker@vitalant.org. And Vitalant is spelled VITALANT.org. So I will be available to answer any questions that they may have about our scholarship program, or if they want to invite us out to come share information about Vitalant or the need for blood, we'd be happy to do that as well. And certainly, just know that any effort that you put towards helping to save a life would be greatly appreciated.
Amen. Well, Keisha, thank you so much for your incredible work you and the Vitalant team are doing to save lives and empower the next generation here in our community. You're powering the good, and that's what we're all about here on the City Current Show. So thank you once again. If you're a student or know someone interested in earning a scholarship and making a difference at the same time, visit vitalant.org/scholarship to learn more. Keisha, thanks again.
Thanks, Andrew. Have a great day.